even the same scoreline, funnily enough.
Yeah, this should be a good way to kind of gauge where KARMINE Core are across the board. Yes, that first half on map 1 was actually pretty impressive. After that, it did dwindle, and Nevera's been caught in no man's land. Kushina are going to take a whole lot of space off the back of this. Actually double dips and just batters Scream.
Figuring himself after map 1, obviously. We talked about him heating up in that second round, being a key component for BBL. Already opening up this pistol round here on Lotus.
This didn't even seem like it was the actual end goal for BBL, but when you get a gift like that, you're not going to turn it down. So much early space gained, they can comfortably get a plant. I guess the one big factor is that Shin does have a lot of kit to invest here. XMS still has the paranoia as well. Can clear Kushina out of this position. He's forcing back a little bit, allow for this retake to begin. Zeish clears Kushina. Pressure now to follow. They start swarming the side, but Turco a little bit deeper, can kind of play outside of the utilities crunch, leaving Shin to try and clear a little bit deeper.
Shin didn't spot him.
I know he didn't, so Sushni gets to live here. Oh yeah, brave as well. Just the eventual creeping death. BBL, I mean, Kushina just got on the perfect start.
Yeah. 2 basically freebies in terms of opening things up, and it's not even really the second kill that's a concern. Nevera caught in no man's land, as you said. And a key switch up here as well. I believe XMS previously playing the Killjoy, and this has been a constant discussion around where the smokes, where the Sentinel player sits, and Nevera actually stepping onto the Sova here. It's obviously a big switch up for KARMINE Core. And get an awful lot of time in terms of reps across the initiator role in general for Nevera. This will be a large part of actually this comp change for it to be a Sova as well on Lotus, really testing that prep.
Yeah, not an easy role to play at all. As it stands, BBL going to show early presence, go through kind of the orb collection process, right? You want to start building that as best you can, especially with this overwhelm of weapons. Coming with 3 rifles is a massive investment too. So if those Sheriffs can connect, this could be a very valuable round. Aslan, got to be cautious with Scream on the other side. Does have the support as well from Shin. Going to be forced off the angle initially. Going to nullify some of this. Aslan.
Very good.
Yeah, the heal just about keeping him a little topped up on this, because he was in danger there.
Forced back into the corner, actually has to double dip, but enough pressure applied that nobody from KARMINE Core can swing onto that. Capitalize from the paint shell from Scream.
And be on the right side for it. Gonna have 4 players here. This could be massive for them. If the clock runs low as well for BBL, problems could present. Flash to hand for Sushni, though, still got some ability to try and make this side cross easier, but Shin's gonna do that. Finding 2 kills, Kushina goes down, as does Aslan, but BBL still flooding the site, still finding frags. Brave doing it all himself if he has to, but XMS, oh dear, you've gone for a knife in a gunfight. That's not gone well for you. In 17 seconds, XMS, what?
What a crazy round.
It's
ridiculous.
Okay, so if we talk bigger picture, you'll be happy in a weird way if you're KARMINE Core, because you've cost them a fair amount, but then also some of the situations you felt almost they could have done more with.
See the initial investment, 3 rifles coming across. That is ridiculous from Shin. And then XMS going back to back.
So good
with the Sheriff himself, yeah. Wild stuff here in round 2.
It does give KARMINE Core a better purchase coming in.
Sure, yeah, like I said, 3 rifles coming to that previous one for BBL. So again, protecting the purchase here to enter round 3. A crunch set up here with the fault line and the paranoia, maybe on the back of the orb being tapped. Yeah, there it goes.
Gonna need some support, man. He's not gonna get it. Scream on cleanup. Gonna find 2 scalps. Claims him and backs away. Lovely little set piece there.
Seen a couple of different variations of this. KARMINE Core away with not taking any damage. Well, XMS taking a tag somewhere in the fray. But a 2-man advantage created. Still 3 rifles to work with for BBL, so they can isolate a kill. Can potentially swing this back in their favor. Now the adjustment here of Zeish actually on the Killjoy with his utility. Nice. Slow down any progress. Not seeing a rotation cut. Still 2 players for KARMINE Core on C.
Not surprised they've left them there that late. And Zeish just took a little bit of damage too, but again, this is a 5v3. A little bit of post-plant kit for Turco to play with.
And KARMINE Core did look good in the retakes on Haven as well.
Very good point. Paint Shell should force Aslan away from this. Takes a little bit of damage too.
Yeah.
Kushner, it's all about timing now. Loses it. XMS much cleaner that time.
That's a clean kill as well, considering all 4 other members of KARMINE Core went towards rope, and
Much better.
just a formality at that point. KARMINE Core with the cleanup. I said this was a very strong aspect of their game on Haven. I thought they leaned towards that here. Again, leaving 2 players very late towards C. No real interest in preventing the spike from going down at all. Beautiful trap play off the orb. This is not actually how active Zaysh is on the Killjoy in terms of switching things up here. We do see another different setup. Well, actually, Scream's gonna start stretching his legs a little bit, take some control of Rubble. It's a much deeper hold towards A here. Dark clearing a lot of space to go through, and actually Scream retrieving the orb. So 1 off the showstopper now on the other side of the map.
It looks like they want to really commit towards this C piece. And Kushner will be joining him on that. And XMS, the paranoia is good, but it doesn't catch Kushner, so he gets away. Actually, it's XMS who gets away.
How?
Slips out to CT. It looked like he was dead all day long. Brilliant work from him to make it out of there.
Fully committed towards sending that paranoia, but BBL will capitalize. We'll find the plant at least, and a full 5v5 in the post plant here. 1 kill will give Scream the showstopper though.
They have much to kind of force them away from sight. I'm looking at Nevera, I'm looking at Scream with a little bit more utility left in pocket, because you can see the BBL are happy to play dedicated towards the site. Very few backing away until now. Sushi forced away by the Paint Shell. Scream taking a couple of steps, gets the ult, but he doesn't find the connection. But Shin, Scream in unison, clearing through the site. Turco pulling the trigger on the ult. It'd have to be incredible from him, and it's not. KARMINE Core clean through the site, working in unison. These retakes are on the money.
So that kill comes through very early on for Scream as well. A catalyst for KARMINE Core in the retake. Yeah, fully committed towards the paranoia here. I have no clue how he's got away from that. And yeah, actually drawing out a big ultimate in the form of the Rolling Thunder to try and secure things on the side of BBL. So a bit of a repeat, honestly, in terms of what KARMINE Core are leaning towards here on the defense. Still a close affair, 2-2 the scoreline. A Bladestorm for Kushner to work with. A lot of space cleared out already here. No Killjoy set up either, so not going to be any chip damage on the way through. Kushner, no secrets about this on the way in.
No, he's so deep on this as well. Finally going to be sent away with that tag from the Aldrone. And a quick ult, they're going to try and flood the site early. No plant to be had, and then just bodies can be listed on the floor. Nice little work between Shin and Nevera to clear that close line. Spike goes down, but surely you're dead. Sushi going to take one with them, but that's about it. This is all on Kushner with those knives. Only has 1 left to invest. Is dealt with as Brave, your last man standing. A plant and 1 body found. It looks like it's all they're going to get here. Yes, absolutely overwhelmed. KARMINE Core. Brilliant synergy on the way back in here. Nice little tempo shift on that retake.
We're not really seeing any utility burned up in the early round, other than a smoke here, Nevera's recon sent out. I haven't even really noted any aggression in terms of the fault line, other than that trap play outside C. So KARMINE Core have enough utility to react very quickly to these retakes, or at least from the plant coming through from BBL, I should say. See a throwaway round in terms of the finances here, but BBL will come back through with a purchase, and Odin in hand for Suchny. Do have the lockdown still.
Ooh, that could be a juicy spam if they do try and get a bit aggressive.
Yeah, is this the one round that KARMINE Core are going to get aggressive?
It kind of looks like it, right? How much damage? Not that much. Scream's fine.
I was going to say, Brave's in trouble here. Yeah, nobody covering for that or destroying the dart.
All of them fine. Yeah, Brave, the one who was kind of sent off to slaughter more than anything.
That's your smoker gone. Going to make it very difficult to hit a site dry here.
Just going to go fast, aren't they?
They're trying to just capitalize on the timing here, get ahead of the rotation.
There's still util in the way, which is so frustrating for them. They're still going to be slowed down. KARMINE Core with enough respect to not overdo this just yet. Sit a little deeper. Make sure they're aware of the space that's been taken. And BBL almost trying to backfill this with the Hunter's Fury and the lockdown coming in once you cancel out.
Not actually committed towards the lockdown.
Interesting. Okay, so that's still going. So they will get the plant now. And a deeper position for Aslan, but forced slightly further back. Kushner going to take those steps forward, working off the back of Turco's utility. And now the swing, perfect. Scream precision, good as ever. But Turco with the trade, but he's all alone. Great follow-up, but he needs two more. Spots a shoulder, can't quite get it overwhelmed. And Vera's there, safe pair of hands at the end. And yeah, it got dicey, but another one for KARMINE Core. BBL again, the plants, but it makes no difference.
Just fundamentally, KARMINE Core looking so different once again. Everybody swinging onto the same angles. Even here, where they concede a couple of kills, there's a trade coming through. All notable improvements from the regulation season. Looking so well drilled in the retakes as well. It kind of cast a shadow over the second half performance on Haven, because you think this approach was just missing.
Yeah.
Like the strength in numbers, the faith in each other individually in some of these situations was just, it was so different half to half on Haven.
It is kind of wild. I mean, it was half to half, yes, and even to regular season, this looks like a totally different team. And you think, if they have this depth here, is there that ability to round it out to become, you know, that fully fledged team? Was that just map 1 looking better for BBL at the end of the day, right? More of a comfort pick for them in that regard. Here for KARMINE Core.
It didn't look comfortable.
Second half. We're only talking about halves, all right? It's a game of 2 halves, we're only talking about 1. So, again, overall though, if they can do even more damage, right? If KARMINE Core can maybe get this even cleaner, which potentially they can, that second half becomes less of a problem to deal with.
Sure, it's still a concern to come away from an 8-4 and even then win the pistol.
Sure.
Win round 2 and hit double digits and then allow BBL to claw their way back in. That's where the concern sits. But similar timeline here. 4 defusals in a row here for KARMINE Core. Purchase still available for BBL. Looks as if they feel as if they have an opportunity towards C. Following up on that pace from the previous round.
It doubled down on it, right? They're tripling down on this pace. This is very all in. And maybe, I want to see what they have left for the host plant, utility-wise, for BBL, because they've not been able to hold back KARMINE Core. Nevera trying to clear through quite close. Paint Shell to clear them further.
It's
Paranoia
beautiful.
catches. Look at this. It's so choreographed. Scream then set for success. This was the perfect retake. Run it back, run it 10 times. You'd still see a great outcome. Diffuser started. This is where it could get dicey. Can anyone connect towards
They can't find
XMS? They can't. He set the diffuse. This is perfection from KARMINE Core.
The paranoia and Paint Shell is so well timed. You even see there the satchel through to follow up on the paranoia. Beautifully done by Scream. Already on the second showstopper here as well. As we enter round 8. At 26 HP. Couple attacks coming through, but I mean, even in a time where there's no real pressure coming out of these smokes either. I don't know if BBL are just trained on somebody swinging that and getting even more aggressive. That one slips through their fingers.
And my question mark again sits with BBL not pulling a timeout earlier on. Now, whether or not they just don't have an answer, which would be even more worrying, but they didn't do it in map 1, and they're not doing it here. This has been succession of rounds now for KARMINE Core. They're starting to get a little adventurous too.
That's a problem for Zaysh. Is only really to fake a little bit of presence on this side of the map.
Hawk out. Blinded.
It does still have plenty of utility. Recon Bolt just coming back off cooldown as well. We'll have decent access towards A site here for BBL. Scream is holding the cross.
And Braves
Completely unconsidered by BBL.
That was so one-dimensional from him, completely unprepared for the door to be broken or a player to be near
I mean, there were Seekers headed that direction as well.
And Scream's going to add a little bit more of a problem to this. Cution has gone down, who's the one really trying to do any sort of damage. The final 3 players, look where Sushi is. He's the only one who might be able to kind of change the outcome here. But the turret's in the way. He's still going to have problems. Turco overwhelmed, bailed out by Aslan. Sushi finally pulls the trigger. Turco does really well, digging in so deep here. Now it's all on Shin. Ult to really secure it, make sure he can't get near this. These 2 players just about having what they needed, and Shin knows he's probably going to have to back away now.
Hold on to this, and obviously with a few scrappy rounds back and forth, got to protect the purchase for KARMINE Core as BBL find their 3rd round. With a bailout performance, a couple of key kills coming through from Tree. But yeah, it's looking so good. Like I said, there's minimal investment from KARMINE Core, which means there's no kind of pause time. They don't have to wait for anything to come back off cooldown when this site hit actually comes through. They have all the tools available at their disposal.
Right there.
Yeah, maybe a slight adjustment, but BBL still looking to continue with this pace.
Revealing area.
Kushner forced back with a little bit of utility to pressure him off this angle. As soon as I mentioned pace, sitting pretty deep in spawn here, maybe in anticipation of KARMINE Core becoming proactive, but we haven't seen many examples of that, to be honest.
No, but maybe just Zeish pushing up in that last round was enough, but even that said, this is very, very slow and cautious now.
Bot coming
So
back.
looks like the first challenger, first part of contact will come from Shin here. Smoke goes in towards A long, so they have security on that, and the timing on that. Shin just about dipping away, has to fall towards door. He's got safety of actually able to fall even deeper if he wants to. Can't really contest the site. Maybe they can, actually. Kushner are going to go in on this one. Brave to follow. Lockdown's there, so this adds problems. Do they go try and pivot towards A, but they still need to get past these 2 posted up players. Shin, ready to shoulder this. You got pressure on long, he just about turns around. Now it's all about timing. XMS on an island here. He's got to try and deliver. He's done very well. TP's out of there, but look who's waiting, Brave! He couldn't find the follow-up, and the trade comes out. 30 seconds now, but Navera's back on the site.
Good scream though, and with that turret, I'm not sure what direction it's actually facing, if it's going to catch this flank. Aslan checks it, Scream will fall.
And they go back towards B, the almost double pump here. Zeish is close. Vera still waiting patiently in case a player was sat back a little bit deeper. It's a messy fight, but it works out for Zeish. Bring it down to a 2v2, so Navera suddenly gets played in a little more here. But Kushner watching that cross, watching the push in. Navera getting caught as well by the shock dart of his own. I was like, that's... they don't
Well
have
placed.
one. Yeah. Navera.
What?
Oh, come on!
What?
Wait,
How?
Wait, whoa. Sorry. How the hell did he just get both players there? Show it again. Run it back for us here. That's ridiculous.
There's no way Navera actually just turned that around.
That's like a 180 snap. Show me this. Cool. Oof.
The timing is just way off. They're not holding the same angle at all.
You can't give Navera those sort of chances. You simply can't.
Beautifully done. After what felt like a guaranteed BBL round.
That looked like a
Did
loss.
everything right up until that point.
That's put him.
That's a blow to the momentum of BBL.
So it's starting to get back into the game. You could just kind of feel it out a bit. Navigating around all those problems.
And continuing with that pace in a few rounds as well. It's definitely one that leans towards slowing things down once again in this early default. So we haven't seen an awful lot of aggression coming out from KARMINE Core, particularly not here with these ultimates as well. Unlikely you'll see them investing these proactively.
You should run.
Okay. That's going to be dealt with very quickly.
Very quickly.
Almost instant. Oh, Brave's in danger. As is XMS on that same note. Aslan, there he is, he's caught. It's a trade out though, look at the other side of the map. It's going to put Shin in a bit of a predicament. He's got to play safe. He has to play his life. He can't give up all of that space. You can see him trying to hunt him down. He was vulnerable but he plays it very well, smartly, backs away, gives up the site, waits for that rotation. We've been complimenting their retakes. Now it's another opportunity to see this in action.
But a lot of utility burnt up already ahead of this, and even the Rolling Thunder of Shin.
They're pivoting.
Yeah, because of the space Kushner has found. And a kill on top.
And he can continue this role if he wants to maybe explore a little bit deeper, keep these avenues safe. Plant's going to come in, smoke goes up. Now a 4v3, Kushner feeling out the pacing of this map now. The timing, not great for Sushi on that. I thought he had the drop on Scream, but Scream still turns it around. But Scream and Zeish, tricky position to clear. Look at Kushner's position.
Yeah, it's drawing Zeish to explore so deep here and burning up a ton of time. Scream down on 30 HP. When they have a fighting chance here. And with that, actually, the funds about expired for KARMINE Court. 350 for XMS, 200 for Zeish, 250 for Shin. So Scream going to try and hold on to this rifle as best he can. Nearly spotted out there by Kushner.
Scream. Yeah, he's being careful as he can be. Oof. But the pivots coming up from BBL, I mean, outside the heroics from Navera in just that round prior, that would have probably been another similar situation to this. They're finding that space and that nice pivot towards B. They were getting contest on the site. You noted again, there was a lot of utility to stall out and kind of buy that time. But these pivots have been incredibly good. Now, is that Kushner over-delivering or?
Sorry, I didn't even catch that kill on XMS, by the way. It's the same setup. Top rubber where he's posting this paranoia. Kushner, zero respect. Just updrafting straight on top of him to find the kill. And that's the one that really, in terms of the formation of, I was going to say, if I'm not Scream is caught with any damage across there, but does land safely.
He's your MVP, right? He's the one with the rifle, so the hero has to stay alive, but the pressure's going in towards that C site, and it's coming in quick. Almost catching XMS in the heels, but he gets away with his life, but you can see Kushner is just hungry for it. This guy's prowling, this guy's hunting for these kills.
Scream on the flank, already so deep with the rifle.
Yeah, but look at the turret setup there with Aslan. He is waiting for this. But it doesn't mean the Scream doesn't win. That's the scary part as well. Keep in mind, it is still Scream. Oh dear, Aslan, you're a lucky boy. Paint Shell could be sent just too deep. So has to deal with the turret himself here. Good distraction.
Commanding a lot of respect here,
Four
though.
players
Look at the
are looking his
adjustment
way.
of BBL.
You've got Kushner dealing with the other four on one side. And four from BBL trying to handle Scream, but he's going to get the far past the first challenger. Paranoia sent. Kushner, does he succeed? Not as cleanly. So again, you're looking at this, it's almost a mirrored scenario. He's got a little bit of help with the turn coming around. Brave does find Screams now. Back to attention. BBL controlling the site. Belting shot from Kushner. A valiant attempt from Scream there, but couldn't create enough that confusion and pandemonium on the back line.
I think another kill, he finds the paint shell, he can apply a little more pressure towards Mound and really disrupt that back line of
Nice
BBL.
try.
Again, the fault line actually comes through, doesn't even catch, but forces a player into Scream's line of sight.
Also, I bloody love our observers. They're kind of killing it today. I'm going to be honest. Like, I used to be very complimentary of you lot all the time. You got a little bit too much of an ego, had to get it right back, got jaded.
Sour.
But, okay,
I've got
I prefer
your
bitter,
trail.
but fair enough. But today, outstanding. And now we get to dive back in with all the additional pressure on the observers, so if they miss, we'll really note it. Stacked towards the C site, and an explosive start from Kushner, and right into the loving arms of Shin. That was a little too much, overheating Kushner. Diving on in through the smoke, and two players responding. Look at this, 4 players now on that B site. Turco's seen at least Scream there. Shin's waiting.
It's so awkward now to commit towards this plant. Yeah,
Got
going
it
to tap
back.
it.
Oh, wait.
Try and draw some utility out. We'll
Turco
find the
got
kill
Shin.
as well.
Aslan's trying to shoulder 2 players back now. He's in a really bad spot, but Sushi's got his back, and he trades that. No, Zeish going to make the most of this. It's a scramble, but Navera on the backfield going to catch
their
one.
backs.
He's going to find Brave as well. That's Navera. When they need him most, when they need a round, Navera's always good for it.
Just hoping they've got the time to slip away from B site there. Again, big positive to draw so much presence from KARMINE Court. Didn't even know actually if the paranoia was sent up towards Shin there. Kushner, desperate to find that opener, capitalize on the Blade Storm.
It's darker in the studio today. I've gone for the edgy LCQ look, you know what I mean? Pause for thought here, though. Let's kind of readdress the score, our expectations. BBL have been able to dig quite deep here to get themselves enough rounds to play with, right? But again, what we've been seeing from KARMINE Core feels very similar to what we saw in the first half, but first map, but I'm still worried here on this half.
Yeah, because I think the aggression was what really carried BBL across the line in the second half. Well, across the line. Able to force through overtime, recover an 8-4 loss in the first half. And again, a hesitation, just a lack of ideas on the fly from KARMINE Core meant the BBL were, that was outrageous, by the way.
He had some bailout rounds, did Nevera. Really nice from him.
But yeah, whether or not we're going to see a repeat of that, I would sincerely hope not. See this being their pick as well. And not something that necessarily went well for them in the season.
No.
But to come out ahead in the first half, big positive. What does that one say? KARMINE. Wow, okay, yeah.
BBL one is so simple as well.
Yeah.
Someone's getting paid to do that. That's someone's job. Just emoji manager. That's it.
Why have they not come up with one for halftime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not...
There's your test.
That's easy.
We've got no more halftimes, maybe.
Maybe. Are you saying they're map 3? Hate it.
I'm staying open-minded.
Okay. Well, it didn't sound open-minded.
The thing is, as well, you look at the trend of the second half. Kushner has already had a good start here.
So does it now compound, or...?
Exactly,
Yeah.
or does that fizzle out?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a key player in a number of rounds on Haven. And the pressure that he's able to apply, no surprises.
It's a different map, though. But it is the same teams, and it felt very similar to how map 1 felt to an extent.
We've seen the same sort of thing as well in terms of the choreographed retakes here, whether or not KARMINE Core are going to have some...
But this should have the depth, right? This should then have the ideas that are maybe lacking on map 1, because this is their map choice, right? This should be the best example of what to look at for KARMINE Core, what they've been working on.
Big bait out, actually, from just tapping that orb, drawn a ton of utility. A big win for KARMINE Core early on here. Paranoia drawn out, the Trailblazer, the fault line burnt up. Only really got a flash and a smoke other than Kushner's utility.
Sushi's living on borrowed time.
Yeah, dancing with death. With Nevera and Scream on the other side of that.
It
But
looks
we'll
like the
draw
big
another
crunch.
smoke as well.
He needs to either fully commit or fully back away. Sushi went for the commitment and loses. KARMINE Core have the perfect pinch as well. They can leave one player posted up, that being potentially Shin, to catch that cross towards door, but actually Kushner gets ahead of that. Now there's a little bit of an issue. Oh, and that issue gets made worse as he makes it on towards the site, finding XMS. Nevera, though, still standing. It's Kushner and Brave, and they're doing so well. They've identified Shin, but can they find the final player of Nevera? Diving on forward, 18 HP, he's forced further back. He goes back for it. For Kushner.
4K, man.
And it's because he got that little bit of freedom. Gets across towards that door, Shin can't stop him, and it crumbles in front of them.
A beautiful read, and even Cats when the fault line came through. I'm not even sure if actually that was sent from KARMINE Core outside rubble, because the awareness is there from Kushner that there's an extra body behind him. Because that stun catches onto, I'm not sure who planted, but whoever was in the pit there actually got caught from the fault line.
And this could be the scoreline closing up. This could be 7 apiece.
Remember as well, the positive being for KARMINE Core, second half, they did get the pistol and round 2.
Okay.
So if BBL convert now, and they can double down on that momentum that they built early on in the second half of Haven, then definitely concerning.
Could be. Scream testing the waters early, but again, this was off the back of Kushner having an outstanding round, but it was a pistol round, so it doesn't fall into that traditional formula. What damage can be done with these Sheriffs? 4 coming out, and we know that some of these players are real specialists. XMS is nuts with it as well.
Adjustment on the round 2 purchase as well from BBL, because it's 4 Bulldogs and a rifle, well, Phantom in the hands of Kushner. I've seen them protect the purchase previously, but we didn't know how that went before as well. Only able to retain 1 rifle in the previous instance. Screen retrieving a second orb in this round. 40 seconds left on the clock. toying with the idea of maybe splitting back towards B, but maybe on the second turn of the door.
Don't get caught again.
30 seconds left.
That'd be sad. But yeah, going back in towards that B side looks like there are still a lot of players here though, and you can see the stall power that they can invest.
20 seconds now.
Kushner, careful now. Being toyed with a little here. He's got support though, and we're looking at the time. Couple more seconds. Yeah, cooked. Kushner, he's picked up where he left off. I was kind of curious if that was going to be just a pistol round performance. No, it's absolutely not. The guy is in charge here. Knives online, and we're complimenting Scream having that great start on map 1 first half, getting the showstopper on so early.
It was exactly the same actually. It was a 4K into a 3K.
Yep.
Literally carbon copy in terms of Kushner's performance here on Lotus.
Oh, this has certainly made this round far more deadly.
Yeah. Looks like they might even...
Oh, he just got a brawl.
I mean, KARMINE Core on the other side of this. Kushner could farm. He's actually pinging across for the... maybe for the dart to be destroyed.
Ooh, nice stun. Neximus going to catch Brave. Really nice beginning. This has quelled Kushner's ability to find impact, and he's been noted already.
Just caught with the flashes to completely rip apart this aggression, but still the commitment there from Brave. You've got to argue if the intention was to push forwards here. Felt half in, half out for BBL.
Maybe a late call. Who knows? It didn't look well choreographed, so bit of a fumble there on that front.
Look at the coverage here from the utility of Aslan, though. We're still playing on the right side of that utility here. There's a big gap for KARMINE Core to potentially exploit. There'll be no confirmation, but BBL already rotating this direction.
And yeah, seeing how deep the utility's kind of been placed here, it's just a time purchaser to allow for these rotations to get closer. Again, the big factor would be Kushner with those knives, but there's still other players. The flash does find, but great work from Nevera, kind of shouldering up early on to find Kushner. Sits a little deeper. Sushi battles back in, but it's a 4v2. This is very difficult for BBL to find much value here. XMS still dedicated towards the site as well. The other three
as well.
Sat a little deeper. This is lovely. Oh, that's lovely work from him. He'll be happy with that. Does fall down eventually, but can Aslan add any more cost, or is he pretty much cooked in this one? So hard to remove any of these players in this very set-up, post-plant position.
Don't see anybody from KARMINE Core peeking here, but Nevera commits to it, finds a headshot. It would be a big win for Aslan to remove another rifle there, especially down to 25 HP for Nevera. Feeling like he wants to stamp his authority on that round. Able to mitigate the risk from Kushner, though. Nothing done with the knives. Already intention shown that BBL are happy to get proactive. Still bodies stacked for another round towards A site.
And now, let's kind of talk about the swing and roundabout. Scream's got his ult ready to go. So that could be a huge piece to invest here if they just want to take space, be a threatening look to this.
KARMINE Core
Lots
are
of
getting away with
investment.
farming orbs in this map again.
No
we did see that in the second half of Haven as well.
Time to escape if you can. Scream slowed down for a second. A little bit of time left on this, but not enough to connect with the player, but he's got them the sight.
Yeah, lots of space cleared. Just off that. Sushi good. I was going to say,
Smoke
swing on.
drops.
The smoke dropped and XMS is exposed.
Nevera again. Wonders for him, though. Finding Aslan trying to keep one avenue of this safe at least, but you can see Brave trying to backfill this. Flash should come through. Now there's a bit of stall here. Now there's a couple of problems. With XMS down, what do they have to secure this? Yeah, Shin's got a little bit of kit to invest, but they don't have any firm safety now.
45 seconds, they're starting to explore elsewhere on the map. Have left one player in the form of Scream posted up. Does he get a kill?
Here's Scream.
Is he able to backstab here? Confirmed, actually.
Oh.
But it's going to keep BBL here.
They will.
It's going to give KARMINE Core access towards A site and the post plant.
Who explores? Do any of
30
them try and go
seconds left.
walking? Try and preempt this? I don't think so. It's a double pump. But they don't know that BBL haven't rotated. Oh, no. Oh, no. But Scream...
This
Oh,
almost
no.
feels like the perfect misdirection with the flash confirming somebody there. Now BBL are wondering
10
what the
seconds
hell's
left.
going on.
KARMINE Core almost played themselves out of this round, even with the perfect trying
He
to
stopped the
hit a
plant.
ruse.
He stopped the plant.
What is going on? No,
He got off the plant, and then
He could've
BBL still
planted.
thought he was committing. Yeah, they've just got away with daylight robbery.
Okay, let's talk about all of the things that just happened in this round. One, that plant was, yeah, they could not
I mean,
have
I want to
planted.
double check that. I'm pretty
It
sure
felt
he
down to like 2 seconds when I at least look back. I'd like to see the timing on that if we can get it. Secondary, didn't fall for that fake at all, which was bizarre because it was very well sold.
I'm hoping we see this in the replay, or if we can get another POV of it. Yeah, the fault line comes through and he's off. He resets the plant. I'm not even sure if he would have had that. Like I said, BBL
It felt
are
too
committing
close.
towards denying because somebody's planting.
Because they had to, quote unquote, plant. Well, Aslan, not Navarro, are we? Going down quite quickly there. BBL left with a pretty poor purchase.
Yeah, Turco just has so much invested towards him. Flank coming through very early on. A rifle, actually, Bulldog in the hands of Brave as well, but it's shut down immediately by Zaysh. Brave will be able to get the upgrade, but
One enemy remaining.
yes, with all eyes on him, KARMINE Core will find a flawless round and their 10th.
Gear up, stay safe, we're going back in.
And a timeout to really dwell on the current scoreline. 10-7. 3 on the trot now for KARMINE Core. And it just feels bizarre how he got there. And not the round just gone is fine. The one before still has me scratching my head.
Yeah. Because like I said, it's the perfect for screen to be noted by the flash.
Cool.
It keeps all 4 members of BBL there.
Yeah.
Where does that information get lost? Because it's a free site.
Yeah, that is what I'm going to watch back and just still be confused. Oh, there's a new thing. Timeout,
Wave.
message rain.
Okay, so it's 5 seconds here.
4.
He's just got it. He's just got it.
Thank you, production observers, everyone who's actually doing incredible today, unlike me. Rough performance. But seeing that,
A little bit, yeah.
oh mate, standard. Sideshow's, you know, sitting there grinning. He's gotten away with it.
Yeah.
His Twitter will be clear for at least
Not
another
allowed
week.
to laugh, though.
Humour's actually really frowned upon here. You're not allowed to have fun.
Operator back out for Kushner here. You know, that was a difference maker in a number of rounds, maybe implying that things are going to slow down a little bit. I thought Shin was actually ahead of the wall there.
Yeah, that scared me.
Take flight.
Okay, noting. Uh-oh. Ooh, Kushner, you're lucky. And Turco
Turco's got to
isn't.
tank that one, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, all right, Kushner, I'm leaving it all to you. I'll take the hit on that. But an early pick, above 1 minute 15.
I mean, it sucks as well because you almost want to see Brave or Kushner face the owl zone there, so they have some mobility to try and avoid the Hunter's Fury, but regardless, it will convert. A 5v4 now for KARMINE Core, and actually make that a 5v3.
Oh, the
The
owl
bait
play
is
on the
beautiful.
side. So nicely done. This is that synergy we were wanting on map 1. We're starting to see a little bit more of it here. It was a little bit absent on that attacking side for KARMINE Core, but now we're starting to see it really in position. This, however, is surely a save.
Yeah, got to be going to try and hold on to the operator. 450, 200, 400 for fallen members of BBL, and this will be KARMINE Core's 11th. That's Nivera able to remove another one of these weapons. He's here very early on. KARMINE Core have got the read that they've already retreated, and they're on the hunt. They have a decent cushion on their side, so they can give up a rifle or two trying to remove this operator.
Well, worth it.
Last player
Kushner's
standing.
screwed. Found by Scream, don't know where he thought he was going. Brave just trying to sit as quietly as he can.
Yeah, not a peep.
Our producer's upstairs.
Producer Sam.
I'm nervous, producer Sam's here. Producer Sam came up and dropped me off a note saying,
Oh, you can't
wildest
leak.
things.
Yeah, you can't leak.
Well, he's got a talkback button. This is baffling.
Yeah.
Yeah, not fair enough. It's nice to see him happy.
Yeah. To bank that clip.
Yeah, that we can run that one back.
Careful.
This I hate saying it should be, but looking at the purchase that we have from BBL, this is a very big opportunity for KARMINE to get to that 12th, right? This is a big opportunity.
This time around with no operator, I'm feeling like they've won out enough here. KARMINE feeling like they have a decent opportunity towards A site. Suchny will fall off the rip. Another situation, you see the frustration in the player cam for him. A gap created and KARMINE collapse very quickly.
You can see if maybe that paranoia can cause a little bit of movement here, but the angle, Scream, I rarely see him being messy, but does find Brave, which will remove that paranoia, and Nevera's there waiting. Not a problem for him. Leaving Turco in a 1v4. And it ain't gonna be happening today. 12 for KARMINE Corp, a necessity after that heartbreaking map 1 for them.
Match point.
Now on the verge of taking us the distance.
5 rounds unanswered. Getting way more composed here. They were in the second half of Haven. BBL stretch things back again. Would have to force an overtime here.
He's 5 on the trot, though.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask with how this half has gone.
Lots of
as
ults,
well.
though.
Lockdown available. Seekers, Rolling Thunder, 2 off the Bladestorm once again for Kushner.
Oh, the Scream's just going in there.
He looks so confident in some of these situations as well.
Headstrong approach sometimes.
Even get himself one off the showstopper here. Could be a
And you feel like he's good for it, too.
big curveball in this round. Force the adjustment here. Much deeper hold on A site. It's actually Aslan to pick up the slack here. His utility scattered. Does have a lockdown. So they might try and get Scream this orb outside B. Brave has to turn off it, but the wallbang comes through. Shin will find Kushner.
So diligent to double check that. Make sure, double check, triple check, they find him. And look how close KARMINE are here towards the site. The Seekers are so far away, it's going to give them so little. Basically stuck on
It doesn't tell them much at all.
No. Oh, this is
I mean, there's actually misdirection that the Seeker has gone towards the door because there's nobody outside C right now. We'll confirm it with the flash, but KARMINE have a huge opportunity here.
on-time smoke. Paranoia a little off timing on it, but there is going to be a problem here for Brave. He's got a lot of bodies coming his way. He does succeed towards XMS, but he's still got to deal with the 3 who've made it towards B. Paranoia sent, it's time to swing. He's doing everything he can, and he's doing more. Brave goes huge for his side.
Shin down to 11 HP as
But
well.
Zysh's position, they do not have any idea about this. Zysh could be the difference maker. Shin almost needs to keep their attention here. Oh, and he's done so well. 2 big picks. Can he do any more? 2 more targets. He can't quite convert on Turco. And that will be 2 standing. That will be 8 for BBL. And they're not done yet, but it took a whole lot to get there.
Problem being, there's a massive economy to chip away at for BBL. They lose 3 rifles here. Well, not they even got the Bladestorm online. Kushner falling off the rip, well, I believe he was 2 away.
I think so, I might be wrong.
And lucky here, Zay's just desperate to find another target.
Yeah.
So yeah, still 1 away from the Bladestorm. Brave gonna struggle for whatever he settles on.
We got 1 off from that lockdown. Hunter's Fury on the cusp. We're getting real close to KARMINE having a big impact round here.
Like I said, that was big, right? Rolling Thunder, Seekers, and Lockdown invested from BBL.
Uh-oh. Look at Nevera. The flash of Paranoia. He's on the run. He can't get away in time, but it looks like KARMINE are considering going back for this. Backfilling it at the very least, but now with that one-way,
Beautiful disengage as well from BBL. Not taking any damage.
Careful there.
Able to reset off this. Set up here from Aslan once again to slow things down. Scream will deal with the turret. He's way ahead of the curve here. I don't think they're anticipating how deep he is, but Aslan gets one off the fault line.
Yeah, but the trade was really good from XMS, so it's going to keep them in at least a competitive position, but it's that problem with clearing Turco. It's an awkward angle in the smoke, will not keep them safe from the cross. Oh, it definitely doesn't keep them safe from Turco. Beautiful work from him, and BBL starting to string together some rounds here.
It's going to take a lot to reset the finances, though. Could argue this is playing in towards KARMINE Core, getting one of those snowball rounds.
Yep.
Scream praying.
He's like, guys,
this one across the
now.
line. Yeah, it
So
felt
tense.
like Scream was going to be a real problem there with how far ahead he was of where BBL were expecting contact to come through. It's actually lucky that the fault line lands and sets up that first kill and kind of splits KARMINE Core.
KARMINE Core going to pump the brakes here. Kind of feel, again, if you remember map 1, how that kind of felt, how that went, you don't want to let that creep into your mind. Let's get a grip on this game fast. Just double digits. I mean, once you get to 10, once you get to those 11, it feels so easy to close that gap. But
I mean,
again,
I'm going to have a quick look because I don't know if even KARMINE
when
Core
is the snowball
protected
round?
for
what's the money at?
finances.
Talk to me.
Oh my god, actually. Somebody must have been dropping weapons the last round because they're on a full shield purchase here.
Okay.
And there's 2 members below 1,000 credits.
Oh.
Lockdown available, TP available, 1 off the Hunter's Fury, 2 away from the Rolling Thunder. So some key ultimates. They're literally, the next round could be one of the snowballs without the showstopper. But it'll be a broken purchase behind this if BBL are able to win this round. You can see it now on the screen.
Yep.
It's way worse than I thought after a string of 5 rounds.
But it's still just 1 round, right? It's such an elusive one. It can slip through your fingertips so easily.
I mean, if they concede another round and we see a misinvestment here of potentially an ultimate.
And we just got a brawl to start with as well, though. TP has been taken, they're already across. And there's the first fight, and Cushion has gone down. Perfect from KARMINE Core, and the pace is second to none. Keeping it somewhat simple, they make it perfectly towards the site. Spike on the way, ults coming through, they've got a lot on their side. Sushi and Aslan, they are dead to rights. Sushi last one to fall and screams there. Signs it, seals it, takes them to their 3rd map now. Mike, this was a big answer back from map 1.